Listen guys, it's no surprise that we got this 31-year-old OBS so we could pick up chicks. But the DM that I just got from your girl says, LMAO Ryan, I would never go out with you in that clapped rust bucket that you call a truck. So today, we're going to prove them all wrong. And I'm going to show you guys how to do a full 3-stage paint correction that you can do at home and a few other goodies so that we can get this paint shining like glass. My name's Hovey, this is Slow Car HQ, let's get to it. Welcome to Slow Car HQ. We're doing a full paint correction on the OBS today, and underneath all the oxidation, underneath all the scratches and swirl marks, there is one thing that I'm noticing, and that's that the paint underneath this thing looks pretty solid, looks like a great candidate for a restoration, and the results, they do speak for themselves. So let's get to it.
Before we do any kind of paint correction on this, we need to get the thing clean, so let's run to the car wash.
Now that the truck is clean, we can first address these old faded stickers. Who knows how long these have been on the truck? We're going to take them off because they look bad. And to do this, we're just going to grab some kind of heat gun. I'm using a hairdryer, heat it up, and then we're going to use a razor blade to peel up one of the corners. And I can already hear the flack for using a razor blade. Just be careful, take your time, and you're not going to scratch the paint. We're going to repeat that process on every individual sticker here. There's about 19 of them, so it is a tedious process, but just take your time and you'll be good to go. Once we finally do get these stickers off, keep in mind, we do get to do this twice. How exciting. We're going to take these off and then we're going to hit it with a little bit of adhesive remover just to take off any kind of other adhesive that would still be on there. All right, the truck is washed. We got those stickers off. Now we're actually ready to get started. And you guys might have noticed I did a pretty lazy car wash on this thing. The reason is because our first step is to clay bar it. You guys sit tight. I'm going to get to it and explain why. It all starts with a bar of clay. This is the decontamination step, so we have a clean surface for the correction to adhere to. Even after the wash, the paint can still have bonded contaminants stuck inside the clear. Now a clay bar is going to pull all of that out. And look, you can use a quick detailer as your lubricant, but I recommend the Chris Fix Special, some good old soapy water. Keep your surface lubricated for the clay to glide gently across the paint and make sure to go in lines, either horizontal or vertical. Never do circles on this. All right, guys, we're done clay barring this thing and we're ready for the paint correction. The first thing we're going to do is a compound, then a polish, and then a wax. To show you guys exactly what this is going to do to the truck, we're going to take a look at the roof, and I'm going to do all 3 stages before we do the rest of the truck. guys, so we just did the entire paint correction on the truck, and obviously there's a ton of imperfections in this paint. This is 31-year-old paint, and there's only so much that we can do, but we can generally expect the rest of the truck to shine up like this. And look at how clearly you can see the reflection of my hand. Let's compare that to the other side where we didn't do anything. The other side of the tape line is just a wash and a clay bar, and you can barely even see the reflection of my hand. Let's come over here, it's pretty clear. Come over here, you can hardly see it at all. Now guys, when I started this channel, I told y'all I was going to show you how to do this stuff without a fancy garage, without fancy tools, and it is nice having this polisher that I borrowed from my dad. But I've done about 15 of these cars completely by hand doing the same stuff that we just did. I do want to see how my work is going to compare to something like a high-end tool, so we're going to do the other side of the tape line completely by hand. Let's get to it. Alright guys, we got the other side of the tape line done by hand. It took me about 10 minutes. It was obviously a lot more physical labor. Let's check out the results. As a reminder, here's our reflection test on the polisher side. And then on this side, overall, turned out pretty good. Let's check our haze. Doing a lot better, but over here you can see that it actually looks decently comparable. All in guys, if you have a polisher, you're going to get slightly better results, but this just goes to show you that you don't need these fancy high-end tools to get a pretty good result. Just spend the time on it, do the job right, and it'll come out pretty good. I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse. You guys can watch me do the rest of the car, and I'm going to teach you a little bit more about what we're actually doing here. Stage 1 of the paint correction is using a compound, and this is where the heavy lifting starts. Compound is an abrasive that's going to remove deep scratches, oxidation, and swirl marks, and it's actually going to level out the clear coat. If you're using a polisher, you're going to want to use a wool pad. This is going to generate more heat and friction to cut down that clear easier. If you're working by hand, just apply your applicator pad, move in a circular motion, and then buff off with a microfiber. Now compounding is about correction, not perfection. We'll make it shine in the next stages, but doing this part right sets the foundation for a really quality paint correction. Here's how we're looking after the compound. Let's move on to stage 2, which is a polish. After the initial application of a compound, it's usually going to leave a light haze on the paint, and that's where polish comes in. This is going to refine the surface that we just leveled out. It's going to restore the color and some of the shine of that clear coat. You're going to want to use a foam pad here for smoother application so it can really just glide across that smooth clear coat. It's the polish stage where the paint's really going to start to pop. If you're doing it right, you're going to start to see some of that mirror-like reflection. Guys, we're down to the final stage, and I am exhausted. Let's get to it. Stage 3 is the closer, and it is just as important as the other stages, and this does always need to be done by hand. We're going to lay a coat of wax to protect everything that we just did. This is going to seal in the other 2 stages, and the huge benefit of doing this is that dirt is going to stick to your car way less, keeping it cleaner for way longer. Wax is a really important stage, and you can always come back to this and re-wax your car every few weeks to restore that shine. A lot of you guys have probably waxed a car before, but it's just simple as the other ones. Wax on, let it sit for a little bit, then wax off. All right, guys, we're done with the paint correction. And look, if you've got new paint, it's really easy to ceramic coat that and have it look really good. But if you've had paint that's been on your car for longer than 5 minutes and exposed to the elements, this is a great way that you can make it look really, really nice and protect it for a long time. So while we're done with that, we're not done. We got these awesome new OEM replacement stickers for the side of the bed that are going to make it pop. Let's put them on.
Thought about it. I thought about it, thought about it. Thought about it. I thought about it, thought about it. Thought about it. I thought about it, thought about it.
Okay, the stickers are on and they look awesome, but we are not in the clear yet. The last thing that we need to address is the wheels and tires. These wheels are aluminum, so I'm just taking some mag and aluminum polish, simply rubbing it on here, then we're going to take it off. This is a pretty easy thing to do, and it's actually making a huge difference. There's just a lot of dirt on these wheels. They haven't really been well taken care of, but doing this will give us a nice quick shine. Then we're going to put on these really cool Eagle alloy center caps, make the wheel look a lot cleaner and a lot more put together. And to address the tires, we're going to be using Meguiar's Hyper Dressing. Guys, I've tried all of them, and this is the best stuff out there. Just go ahead and take my word for it or don't, but this is going to make your tires look really nice. I do think the previous owner of this truck made a hobby out of breaking off bolts. We're going to address that one later.
All right, guys, that was a super long day and a ton of labor, but as you can kind of already tell behind me, it was so worth it. We're going to wait for the sun to come out, but I will see you guys tomorrow for the reveal. Alright guys, my arms were absolutely fried yesterday, but it was totally worth it. We absolutely transformed this 31-year-old General Motors paint. And just as a reminder of where we started, the top panels that had a lot of sun fading and oxidation, and the side panels didn't have as much exposure to the sun, but they did have all kinds of scratches and swirl marks. After just a little bit of hard labor and the right materials, we were able to bring this truck back to life. The panels that do get direct sunlight are no longer oxidized and we restored the color. And the panels on the side are so reflective that they literally look like a mirror. Guys, it just goes to show you that with the right materials and a little bit of hard work, you can really transform the way that your cars look. If you want to see more content like this, well, we've done so much to this truck already. We've got a lot more to do and a few other cars to work on. Hit that follow and join the next big car YouTube channel. That's it.